And we are live.
Hey guys.
I'll give everyone a second to join.
Yeah, on my screen, I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh, actually. Oh, did that take me away?
No, you're still here.
I touched the chat. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see the chat, but it's okay. You can bring the comments up.
My cat is scratching on my door. I don't know why she's trying to get in here.
Really?
Yeah, because I have one cat on my bed.
Yeah.
And she's scratching at the door. She doesn't even like me that much. I'm kind of confused.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love cats. They're so unpredictable and just so mean. But I love it.
They're super cuddly though when they want to be.
Yeah, they can be really mean, but they can also be really sweet. It's kind of just what they feel like in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
How old are your cats?
One is 13 and one's 11, I want to say.
Oh, wow. 11 is pretty old for a cat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's still my baby.
Yeah, sometimes my husband's parents have this cat, and I think she's 14, something really, really old, but they call her Squeaky because she has a really high-pitched voice, or meow, I guess, and she's really tiny, so she's still kind of like a little baby, but yeah, I get that. My bunny is 4. Well, he's almost 4, which is pretty old.
Did you bring your bunny with you?
I did. The poor thing. He's traveled. It was 20 hours probably with all the, because from Waco to Wisconsin, it's 16 hours. But of course, when you're driving, you have to stop and get gas and get food and
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I got him this really big cat crate, so at least it's fairly big for him, and he's used to it. I mean, he's done it a few times, but I just feel bad. We went to this hotel, and they didn't charge for pets. Actually, it was really nice.
Dang.
So we got out his big pen, and he could stretch his legs out, and yeah, that was good for him. Have you gone on a long road trip before?
Have I? I don't think that long. I mean, I probably West Virginia was the farthest I've ever gone.
How far is that from you?
It was I want to say 10-ish hours, but
that's still long.
Yeah, I've never gone from Washington to Georgia driving, but my friend in Washington to give me my car. So I flew back here to move back, and then he drove my car from Washington to Georgia to
oh my gosh.
And then he flew back.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did you give him a present or something?
I mean, I paid him for gas and stuff like that, so.
That's nice. Hi. I know it's a weird time of day to do this, but
yeah.
It's the only time
we're gonna join, but
I feel so bad. It's the only time I can do it right now since I'm not in my own house. It's a little different.
You're fine. Even if nobody joins, we will be productive and
Yes, and I need some encouragement because I'm reading Anxious People. I just started it, and I never read anything that's contemporary ever. And so it's not that I'm not enjoying it, but I'm used to going through books at a really fast pace. With thrillers, I'm always oh my gosh, there's danger,
Yeah.
For this, I'm it's kind of sad.
What page are you on?
I'm really not that far. Let me look. I think I'm page 55. I just started it last night, really close to when I went to bed. So again, it was more relaxing. So it's I wasn't going through it very fast.
Yeah.
And so, and no exit, the words are really big. Did you notice that when you were reading it?
Well, I listened to most of it on audio, so.
Okay. It's pretty short. I mean, I don't know. In the book, it's 300. I think it's 333. It's some like crazy number like that.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that
Yeah,
yesterday.
and I was like, oh, it's kind of long. But then I just went through it so fast. I think it was because it was just such a good. I always got a sport, and it's only 10 a.m.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, you're the best. I have my coffee, and it's probably 2. And also, it says best mother. I'm not a mother. I just like found this.
You're a mother of a bunny rabbit, so that's fine.
Yeah, I was like,
Counts.
I don't want to freak anybody out. I'm not pregnant or anything. Ooh, what's your mug?
Don't get your tinsel in a tangle.
That's amazing.
I'm drinking tea this morning because I've already had a coffee, so I'm like, I need to not have a million coffees.
What is your tea of choice?
Just black tea with some almond milk vanilla creamer.
Ooh, sounds like something I could have because I can't have dairy. Good morning. Thanks for joining.
Even though it's early for you. Really early.
Yeah, how early did she say? Was it like 10 a.m.?
I think like 9 a.m., right? Hi, Luna.
Hey.
I just woke up.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet for joining. Little secret though, I kind of just woke up. Because I didn't have to go to work or anything. Ooh, sorry. I know. Let me know when we need to start reading. But I'm really excited because I'm going to be a barista. I'm going to learn how to be a barista for the first time.
Ooh.
But I'm really scared too.
Some people are real coffee snobs, and if you mess up their drink, they're going to like come after you, you know?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know anything about Magnolia. Do you know anything about that? Like that TV show? It's like a home. What is the TV show? Fixer Upper, I think. Oh wow, it's 9:07. Yikes. Anyway, they have like this whole thing called the Silos in Waco. And it's this whole like I guess I just call it a retail chain. Like a lot of people visit it who like the show. It's like they fix up houses and stuff. But I'm gonna work at the coffee shop that's kind of like connected to it. So I'm gonna get tourists. Like fingers crossed, tourists will be in better moods and tip better. I hope. I don't know.
Maybe. I hope so for your sake.
I know.
We're gonna be sprinting for about 2 hours. So
I wish I could go all day.
I might, because I know you have to leave after 2 hours, but I might go for another hour after you leave. It just depends on what people want.
I have to go. I have an appointment at 1 CST. I don't know what that would be for everybody, but we need to plan like a really long reading sprint.
Yes.
I think I'll be able to do that in the new year. Like, I don't know, maybe like a Friday or Saturday night.
That'd be nice.
We can get everybody.
I like doing long reading sprints, like 5 to 7 hours.
I don't know how you do that.
It goes by really fast.
I'll try it. I promise. I'll do it.
Hello.
So many people are here. Look at this. I'm here. Oh my gosh. Thanks for joining, you guys.
So, should we start our first sprint?
We should share what we're reading.
Oh, yeah, true.
I wanted to
know. Reading Tender as the Flesh. This is a horror book, and it's part of my Scary Little Christmas-a-thon reading challenge. So, yeah, I'm only on page 17. I started reading it last night, and I'm liking it so far, so.
Is it really scary, or is it more like atmosphere?
I think it's supposed to be more like gross than anything, because people get like really weirded out by it, and it's very descriptive. And people are like, eat before you read this book. Like, don't be eating while you're reading.
I wonder if it's like kind of A24 with horror, like The Lighthouse or something like that. Where have you seen that? A24 does a lot of like weird, for lack of a better word, weird horror. So it's like The Sacred of the Killing, or what am I saying? The Killing of the Sacred Deer.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see that.
It's like really disturbing. It's not scary. It's just like, you know.
Yeah.
Then they did Midsummer, I think, and they did The Lighthouse and
Mhm.
Hereditary. And I love Hereditary.
Yeah, I've seen Hereditary and Midsummer, and I love those. They are disturbing, but I love them.
I thought that Midsummer was actually more disturbing, but that Hereditary was scarier.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I was reading until 4, so I have 50 pages left. Yes, you are going to finish.
We got to, yeah. We got, yeah. I got to figure out how to mute on, because I'm on the internet browser on my phone. Mic, maybe?
Pretty Little Wife. I was interested in picking that for my book of the month, but I don't know. I just wasn't that interested, so tell me if it's good. What are you reading?
Heard that. I've heard that title.
Yeah, it's like a black background. I mean, it's a very generic, like, what is it called? We were just talking about this yesterday.
Domestic
thriller, yeah.
It sounds like it, but they can be really good if they're done well.
Cemetery Movies. I'm interested in that.
Is it horror?
No, it's a YA, like, it's kind of light fantasy, I guess you could say.
Okay. Cool. That sounds cool.
Hereditary.
Yes. Great. Oh my gosh. I could talk forever about horror movies.
We could totally do just a live show talking about horror movies and horror shows.
Yeah.
Tell the people what you're reading.
I'm reading Anxious People, which I have anxiety. So already I'm like, yes. Like how the thoughts just kind of like spiral a little bit. I can relate to that. I will say I'm not used to reading like contemporary fiction or just literary fiction. I'm very much of like a thriller horror person.
Yeah.
So it's taking me a little while to get into it. I'm only 54 pages. But it's still interesting and I think I'll like it. I think it's just like adjusting to it.
Yeah. I mean, wait till you get to page 99 because I bawled.
See, okay, am I like a sociopath? Because I do not like, I'm not a sociopath, but that's very extreme to say. I'm very empathetic, but I've never cried in a book.
It's really hard to get me to cry in a book, but like I related so heavily to what they were talking about that it kind of just like brought me to tears.
Okay, I hope I get to that when we're reading. I probably will.
Yeah, you're on page like 50?
55.
Then yeah,
I'm just reading this like weirdly slow. I don't know why.
Just letting it sink in.
Yeah.
It's YA paranormal. It deals with ghosts and it's great so far. I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah.
YA's usually not my genre, so I don't know if I'll pick it up, but I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, I read a ton of YA when I was like, I feel like through maybe 12 through like 20. But then after that, I sort of started doing more like adult fiction.
Yeah.
But there's some really good things about YA. It's always very fast paced and easy to get through.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will sprint here in 1 minute. So at 12:15 for me.
Sounds good.
But I'm hoping to maybe even finish this during the sprints. I don't know. It's pretty short, so.
How many pages is it?
It's like 200 pages.
Oh.
So it's not that big.
Yeah. Very cool.
Timer pulled up.
Yay.
All right, and let's start.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your book?
It was weird. I don't know. They kind of like changed perspectives, and I was like kind of confused. And also, the main character doesn't have a name, so it's like
Really?
it's kind of frustrating because I'm just like he's talking to all these different people. We know he's a man, but anyway.
That's weird. I
How's
don't
your
think
book?
it's good. I'm just learning about like the father-son relationship between the police officer and his son, I guess. And how it's like complicated. And then we learned why the almost bank robber basically did what he did. So it made me think. I was like, I don't know. Is that like how most of the book is? Like it just gives you a new perspective on stuff?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I can see why it's impactful. I don't know. It's like I've never thought about it in that way. Nice.
Ooh, Ring
That's
Shout.
great.
Have you heard of Ring Shout?
No, I haven't.
It's like a horror novel about the KKK.
Oh, no, I haven't heard of that at all.
I think it like just came out last month or something like that.
I'm bad about like new releases, honestly, because I have such a long TBR of like books that are already out.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get on new releases more. Do you keep up with them?
Yeah, I keep up with them, but I don't necessarily read them like as soon as they come out.
Yeah, the one in 2021 that I for sure will read right away is Riley Sager's
Yeah,
book.
for sure. I think I want to make a
pumped.
2021 anticipated releases video. Because I do have about 10 that I'm really looking forward to.
Do you are they like debut authors or are they usually
They're either authors I've read from before or books that I've heard other people talking about. 62 pages. I think I read.
That's not me.
How many pages did I read? I read like 20 pages that time.
I read like 15. I'm reading this book really slow.
That's not slow.
Why.
You're fine. You're
Is
fine.
it not? I don't know. What's like the typical reading rate?
I mean, I feel like there is no typical because it depends on the book. It depends on your enjoyment of it. It depends on the author's writing. Depends on the font size. Like, there's a ton of different like variables to think about. So I don't feel like you have to read a certain amount of pages in a minute or whatever.
I kind of am curious to measure my speed. Yeah, I think I read about 18 pages too. It was like
new uses. I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't heard of it either. I'm so glad people are reading along with us. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love that. I love knowing people are enjoying books at the same time.
Yeah, it feels like I'm just reading with a bunch of people. Like we're just sitting in a circle and we all just have our books out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have you ever gotten together with somebody in person and like read with them?
Yes, and I'm actually doing that later today. My friend's coming over and we're going to read for a little bit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I've never done that in real life with anybody.
I mean, it's kind of like you don't know if you should talk or whatever, but like you don't want to interrupt each other. So I don't know. It's like, okay, let's do some reading sprints because you could want to read longer than they do and all that. So it's kind of just like, okay, let's read our book for like 20 minutes and then see if we want to do something else after that or whatever.
That's really smart. Yeah. Hopefully I'll do that with somebody at some point in real life. This feels like real life. I mean, it is real life. I always say real life. I mean in person.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much in person, especially now. It's like, this is in person.
this is like the most human contact we get nowadays, you know?
Yeah, I hope it'll be like at most like this for 6 more months, but I don't know. It's also unclear. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. It's pure romance.
Do you
Nice.
like romance?
It's a hit or miss for me. I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of romance books kind of follow the same formula.
Yeah.
So I like thrillers and horror, and I even really like literary fiction, which I know most people don't because there's no stakes or anything, but I feel like they always take a risk, and I appreciate that. So
Yeah,
I feel like romances are just kind of cheesy.
I feel like the stakes in literary fiction is more just like, I don't want to say everyday things, but like kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's relationship
Mhm.
things, or like, yeah, it feels very like grounded in reality for the most part.
Yeah.
Sometimes not.
But that's not to say I haven't read any romance that I loved, because I have. Like, I read the Bromance Book Club and I loved it. I just read The Two Lives of Lydia Bird, and I don't know if that's a romance. I mean, that's more of like a, I guess it's kind of literary fiction too, and magical realism. But I mean, I didn't love that one, but it was okay. I
Yeah.
can't even think of any other romances I've read recently.
I
But
read more romance than YA. Like, I read Fangirl.
yeah, I haven't read that.
I really liked it, but I think I liked it because it directly applied to my life, because it was like, it was their first year of college, and I read it right after my first year of college. So it was like, it felt very like relatable. And then I read like Eleanor and Park.
I hated that book.
I didn't like it either. I know. I feel like it's
everyone likes it, and I'm just like,
her writing is very hit or miss for me. I think I read Landline too, and I wasn't a fan of it.
Oh yeah, I read that one too. I liked it better than Eleanor and Park.
Yeah, like it was okay, but I wasn't like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I feel like I read something else. I read a lot of the really popular like John Green books when I was in high school.
I don't know if those are romance.
They're not. They're not. I think they're just more like contemporaries. They're always really sad. Like The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska, Paper Towns. I read those. You haven't read Rainbow Rowell ever?
She's not my favorite, but
yeah,
she's okay. I mean, a lot of people love her, so she might be for you, but
I think Fangirl is like probably most people's favorite, or I've heard people talk about it the most.
Yeah.
And then didn't she write like a whole book based on the fan fiction that was in?
Yeah, it's like Wayward Son. I don't know what the first one's called.
It may just be like the adventures of like Simon. I don't know. I think his name was Simon.
I don't know.
It was like Harry Potter fan fiction. So
yeah. And well, one romance I didn't talk about was the Brown Sisters trilogy. So Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hint, Danny Brown. And then the third one, I put in a request on NetGalley for it because I loved the first two. Like, I liked Take a Hint more than Chloe Brown, which I didn't think was possible. But the third one comes out in April of this year, I think, or next year.
Yeah.
And it's called Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and I got rejected for it on NetGalley, and I was so upset.
Really? What? Yeah. So how does NetGalley work?
So basically, you just make your profile and you just link either your Goodreads, or you could link your YouTube, or both, but it's free, and you just request books, and they'll ask you like why you're interested in it. Is it the author? Is it the cover? Is it the description? And you can like put check marks for all of that, and then based on like the way your profile looks, the publisher can grant you the arc for it, just like an e-arc, or they won't. And then so if you have like 5 books that you are approved for, and you haven't read any of them, your score is 0. So like when people are looking at your profile, they'll be like, she hasn't read any of the books that other people have given to her, so I'm not going to give her my book because she's probably not going to read it.
Right.
Kind of thing. But if you read, say you have like 4 books and you've read 2 of them, your score is 50%. So like,
ooh, I should sign up for that.
It's really cool. And I've gotten a few that I didn't think I would get.
Really? Did you get the like physical copy or just the online?
Just the e-arc.
That's so cool.
NetGalley doesn't give out like real arcs. You have to contact publishers for that, but
gotcha. I'm so new to all this.
Yeah.
I feel like you know so much more. Have you been following the book community like really closely for about like years?
Yeah, I've been watching BookTube since I was probably like 12 or 13. So.
Oh my gosh. See, I've been like, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on my channel, but I've been like an on and off reader. So I've always loved reading, but I'll go in phases. So like I'll read like a ton and then I'll take a break. And now this is my first time of being like really consistent, like from basically it was like the end of August. So I'll just say from September through now. Yeah. And now that I have a channel, I'm having like even more fun with it. But yeah, I like literally, I didn't even know reading sprints were a thing until Read by Andy. Like Andy on her channel is like, hey, I'm doing a reading sprint. Do you want to join? I'm like, what is that? I literally didn't know.
Yeah.
But oh, sorry.
I really want to get my score on NetGalley to 100 before the end of the year, but with all the books that I want to read this month, I'm like, it's not going to be a thing.
I know. It's so hard to like fit everything you want to read in.
Yeah.
Especially when I have like so many other things I have to finish up and like think about right now. It's so hard.
Carry On, that's the first one. So Wayward.
Okay, yeah. See, I liked, so in Fangirl, when they had the chapters with the fan fiction, I liked them, but I feel like I wouldn't enjoy like a whole book of it because it felt like fan fiction. You know what I mean? Like it was fun to have in like small doses, but I feel like if I read the whole book, I wouldn't enjoy it.
Right. And they have a new book that's by Olivia Dade, I think. It's called Spoiler Alert. And it also has 2 writers of fanfic in it. And so I think it includes a lot of the actual fan fiction. And I've been kind of interested in it, but it's also kind of based on a show. So they're writing fan fiction about this show that's kind of like Game of Thrones. And I don't really like Game of Thrones, so I'm like, I don't know if I'll like it.
Everything that's like medieval, I just can't get into. And I know it's like everybody else's thing. Yeah, I don't know how many more books she honestly has.
I know she has Carry On, Wayward Son, Eleanor and Park, Fangirl, Landline, and then Attachments. So 6 books.
What is Attachments adult as well?
It takes place in a office.
Wait, I think I read Attachments and not Landline.
Landline is when it's kind of a Christmassy book. So I think I read it like last Christmas. But basically she goes to her parents' house, or she travels somewhere, and she talks to her husband from another time, like when they were younger, because they're like having issues right now in their marriage. And so he took the kids and they went somewhere else. And then on this special landline, she can talk to him from like the past where they don't have.
Oh, yeah. I think I almost read that, but then I didn't. I think I thought that Attachments sounded more interesting.
Yeah.
To me, but you know, Who knows if that's actually true?
Okay, should we sprint again?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Yes, I just finished my coffee, so I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right.
I'm so close to 99. I'm on 91.
So how many pages did you read that time?
I can't remember where I got to last time. I think a little bit more, maybe like 20 pages, because if you look here, it's like the dialogue, so it's going by faster. I
Yeah.
really like how it's like interviewing the people and then you find out their background. I like that a lot.
Yeah. That time I read 23 pages.
Nice.
Tell us in the chat how much you guys read.
Yeah.
But we now know the guy's name, and it kind of just was thrown in there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
What's
now
the
I'm wondering
name?
if I missed it before, because before they were always just like him, and like now he actually has a name. So
What's his name?
it's like Marcos Tijo.
Is he Mexican?
This was written by an Argentinian author, so it's translated,
okay, cool.
so a lot of the names are in a different language.
Yeah, I'm really bad at like pronouncing anything. I can pronounce French names okay, but
15 pages.
15
16
pages.
pages. Nice,
16.
nice.
My husband is half Colombian and his mom is fluent, and she's been in the US for like, oh gosh, I don't know, like many, many years, but she still has a really heavy accent, and I always love hearing it. So pretty. It's like, it's very cute.
My dad's side of the family is from England, so my dad doesn't have an accent anymore, but my grandma does. And it's so cute. I love talking to her because her accent is just so cute. I wish I had like a British accent.
I know. And I remember Beth commented on Read by Beth from Instagram. She commented, well, and YouTube. She commented on my first video and she's like, your voice is so calming. I was like, really? Because she has a British accent and I think her voice is calming. I would never have thought, like, I don't know. Do people like American people's accents?
Well, I just think it's because you're so well spoken. Yeah.
Me?
And it's always just crisp and clear what you're talking about. I don't know.
Wow. That's so sweet. I always mess up words. I don't know if anybody notices, but like when I get really excited, I just say things and I'm like, that's not grammatically correct, but I'm still keeping it. Yeah. I've never noticed that with you. I feel like you always have correct grammar.
Well, thank you.
It's very like to the point. Whereas me, sometimes I'm just like, blah. Like an explosion of just like.
I just edit those parts out.
Oh, you should see what I edit out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I edit a lot out. It's hard to like, well, on my vlog, I really didn't edit much out. But when I'm doing like a sit down video, I edit a lot out because sometimes I'll just lose my train of thought and like say a random word that's totally not pronounced correctly. And I'm like, I don't know where that came from.
But your vlog went up today, or did you put it up last night?
So I finished it last night, but I figured I would just put it out today. So I think I put it out at like 10:30 a.m.
Nice.
And
I'll have to watch that after we get out
here. I hope you like it. It was so fun doing a vlog. I know your first video was a vlog and I loved it. Wasn't it like 30 minutes long?
Yeah, when I originally put it out, it was 45 minutes. And then I was just like, for my first video, like people don't even know me. Would they even click on a 45-minute video? I don't know. So then I kind of just took it down and then chopped some things out. And I was like, okay, 30 minutes is okay, because nothing else I really wanted to cut out.
By the way, you need to do the BookTube newbie tag.
Yes, I'm going to.
Good. Have you been thinking about it for a while and just been
Yeah,
waiting?
I've been thinking about it, and like the one question I don't know how to answer is what could you bring to the table kind of thing? And I'm like, I don't know.
I know I didn't answer. I feel like I just said I don't know. I was just like, I really like thrillers, so I'm gonna be constantly recommending thrillers and stuff. But like, I don't have any particularly unique thing about me yet. Like, I don't know.
I think you do.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to put into words. I think I'm just very like passionate and excited about like certain topics, so I get really genuinely excited about them. But
Mhm.
I didn't really know how to say that in my booktube new. Like, how do you say that? Like, my personality is unique, I guess, but like,
Yeah. Or like my excitement might rub off on you.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe I'll say that in mine. I don't know.
Well, I feel like you could say that you are gonna do a lot of. Oh, thank you. Um, do you hear that? By the way,
Yeah.
I'm in a basement, which is not a thing in Texas, but it is up north. And you can hear footsteps really loud up there. And it's not even when people are walking loudly. Like, you can be like tiptoeing.
Mhm.
Um, but what I was gonna say, sorry, that distracted me. I feel like you could talk about how you're gonna do a ton of reading sprints, because I always, when I think of reading sprints, I think of like you and Deja. Like, both you guys are so ready sprinty.
Reedy
I
sprinty.
don't know. I just like your reading sprints. They're so fun.
Well, thank you. I hope to do a lot more in the future too.
I need to host one on my channel, or
Yeah, you
multiple.
should.
Yeah. By the way, I don't, how many more minutes do we have to talk? Are you not
I'm
timing
not
out?
really keeping track.
Okay. I want to tell you something. I got really freaked out the other night because I was reading No Exit, and the book wasn't particularly scary, but everybody was asleep in my house, and it was
Mhm.
right. Ooh, I shouldn't spoil it, but it was right at the first plot twist. Um, and I kind of was like, ooh, that's creepy. And I walked upstairs, and when I was opening my door, we have a piano in my house, and I heard a piano key just like go, like get touched. And I was like, mm. Like, I genuinely was pretty freaked out. And I was like, maybe it was just the creaking of like the door, but it legit sounded like a really high piano key got touched in my living room and no one was out there. Isn't that scary?
That's spooky. Yeah.
Have you had anything like that happen?
I mean, probably, but I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It freaked me out. Just random food for thought. I don't know. I was like, I don't usually have anything like that happen to me. So I asked my parents, I was like, what's going on? And they're like, you just read too much horror. I'm like, but I'm usually fine in my own house. Like, I don't have stuff
Yeah.
happen at my own house. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching Deja's video where I think it was the Thrilling Thriller book tag actually,
The bop
and
it.
she yes, the Bop It, and I was like, I would be scared too because it kept going off.
Literally, I was babysitting one time. Okay, this is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, I think, in my life. I was babysitting and I was sitting upstairs and the kid was asleep. I think she was like 1.5, 2. And first of all, in the living room, there was no shades. Of course, like,
Mhm.
why? Why do you not have shades in your house? So it was like pitch black, and I was sitting there, and the lights were on, and I could look out the window, and I was like if somebody's looking in, they can see me. And then all of a sudden, I heard this toy. I kid you not, this toy go off in the basement, and it was like one of those music box sounds, and
Mhm.
it was playing, and I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is like out of a horror movie. I was so scared. And so I like, it kept going, like it didn't stop. And so finally I went down to the basement and I like grabbed it and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. And I got so scared that I literally like called the parents. I was like, what is happening? Like, does this happen? And they were like, oh, so sorry. Like, that's happened to us too. Like, oh my gosh, it was so scary. And they're like, I think the baby, like, her name was Hattie. She's like, I think Hattie like turns it on because it's like an alarm or something. But I was like, the kid is 1.5. Like,
Yeah.
I almost called the police. Like, I was convinced somebody was like hiding in the basement and like knocked into it. And I agree, I shouldn't have touched it, but like it kept going off. So yeah.
I mean, I don't really hear a lot of noises, and also I mean, I have cats running around, so I'm like, it's just the cat, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like I see a lot of like ghostly apparitions around. Like, I know when I was in my old house when I was a lot younger, my bed was like right in front of the door, basically like facing the door, and we'd always leave it open a crack.
Mhm.
And one night I could have sworn I saw the door like move open even more, and I saw like a woman dressed in like Victorian clothing
It's always
like
Victorian.
in like in the door frame, and I was like, okay. And then
Was your house like, old or something?
No, it wasn't old, and we were the first family that ever like lived in that house, so I don't know.
Maybe the land was like
An ancient burial ground.
seriously, like, okay. I didn't experience this, but my friend did. So I work in this like shopping center, but it's out, like you can enter it from the outside. So I guess it's a strip mall. Like, I don't really know what it's called. But apparently it used to be like a burial ground for Native American people. And when they built this area, they didn't respectfully, like, I think they didn't do anything respectful to the bones. Like, they just kind of like got rid of them, you know, which is like not smart. Like, what are you doing? And so my friend said that she was working in the store and she went to the back and there was like no draft of air, like nothing. And boxes just started falling like on their own. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna go now. But like, I would have freaked out. I don't know. I just, when people say they don't believe in paranormal stuff, I'm just like, okay, like I do. Like,
Yeah.
I straight up do. Because there's just been too many either like stories my like friends have told me or my relatives have told me, or just like my own like, I don't know. I believe it.
And I feel like sometimes I do trick myself into thinking I see something there when there's not anything. So at that same house, we had the back door. It was all just like one pane of glass. Like, there was no blinds on it, no curtain or anything. So at night, it just was like pitch black. And like, so I would always stare over at it at night and be like, is there somebody there? Because it was just like, it would be the perfect scary movie moment for someone to just pop out.
I know. Oh, I know. And like last night I went upstairs and I could have sworn I like heard something like talking, and I was like, I feel like I'm just scaring myself at this point, but like I hear stuff like that sometimes. Hi Deja, we're talking about paranormal stuff. And your Bop It, we just mentioned that. Yeah. But by the way, I feel like I need to plug in my phone because I don't want it to die. But yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn I like heard something talking and I was like, dude, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. Like, can we not scare me? I don't know. It's probably me just like thinking it, but at the same time, I don't know. What would you do if you heard something like that?
I don't know. I would, I hate it in scary movies where they're like, oh, something just went off, or like, something's not right. Let me go walk towards it. But like, in reality, I think I would do that too.
Well,
just
like
to
me,
find out what it is.
Yeah, like me, I went towards the toy. But the only reason why I went towards the toy was because it kept going off.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like if it would have gone off for like 30 seconds and stopped, I would have been like, okay. But it like kept going off. I think it was going off for a good like 2 minutes. I was like crying. Like I was so scared. It was like right out of a scary movie because it was like a little lullaby from like a oh my gosh, that was so scary. Also, yeah, that's the thing. Like you don't know if
I don't think it was old. I just think it was haunted.
yeah, it's hard to know if it's like haunted or like paranormal or just like old. I don't know. That's weird. That it was like that. Yeah. I love Bop It, by the way. I used to be so good at it. I would like play it on camping trips and probably annoy everyone.
I never really played with the Bop It a lot. I just jump roped.
I'm really bad at jump roping.
I used to do like jump rope for heart. I don't know if you had that at your school, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I was homeschooled actually through 6th grade. And then I went to a small, like, tiny private school actually that my brother goes to now. In my class, I only had like 10 other people. And then I went into my high school that was like 4,000 people. All of a sudden, I knew like no one, and I was so scared. But at the high school, they had that. And I did it one year. Wasn't it like overnight?
No. It
For
was
us,
just
it was
like
overnight.
the last person who was still going, but it would never go that long. I had Pop It for 10 plus years, and my mom found it and I was like playing it, and it was normal. And then when it starts going off without me touching it, I'd be pretty freaked out.
That reminded me of something. Do you guys remember having Furbies? Did you ever have Furbies?
Those little like creepy owl looking things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, tetherball was fun. But when I was at my grandma's house, the Furby would always like start talking. It was so creepy, and its eyes would like come open and shut, and it was like, dude, we need to like not do that.
My mom hated Furbies because she watched that movie Gremlins, and they reminded her of that.
Have you seen it?
Gremlins?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't either. I feel like I should.
Me too. I feel like that's not normal. Why did it only go off then?
Oh my gosh. That's so wow.
I would have smashed it.
I could have like thrown it out in the snow here.
Set it on fire and be like one of those people in a scary movie that just sets everything on fire.
Oh my gosh. This made me think of, I don't know if you guys, yeah, Furbies. Yes. No thanks. I don't know if any of you have seen my video where I talk about horror written by female authors, but there's this book that I really want to read called The Bear Who Wouldn't Leave, I think, or The Bear Who Wouldn't Go Away. And it's creepy. Like the premise is about this kid who gets this like old ratty bear and he doesn't like it, and it like keeps like you can't get rid of it. And I feel like that's a really fun scary movie trope. Like I love that.
Creepy kids is like one of my favorite tropes.
Oh yeah. They really can be just so scary.
You should read The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn, the same person who wrote Gone Girl. It's like super short. I think it's less than 100 pages.
Yeah, I heard mixed reviews on it, but I really just need to read it. Did you like it a lot?
I liked it, yeah. It was weird, but I liked it.
Is it a creepy kid trope?
Yeah.
Ooh. I want her to write more books.
Yeah, I just bought her. So I have Gone Girl and Sharp Objects. The only one I didn't have was Dark Places.
Oh my gosh, that one
yesterday when I went to the bookstore.
That one is so messed up, dude. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
I remember reading it, and there's this specific part, and I was so grossed out. I like wanted to like throw up. You'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you get to it. You'll have to
I hear it's like one of her better ones. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about Sharp Objects. I haven't read that one, but I've read Gone Girl and The Grown Up.
I loved sharp objects. I think I ultimately liked sharp objects better than dark places
Mm-hmm.
because it was, I don't know, like I also really want to see the TV show, but I don't have
Yeah.
HBO.
Yeah, me neither.
If anybody wants to share their HBO with me, I can watch
You
it.
just do like a free trial and then just binge watch it.
Yeah, I really need to do that. But the thing is, well, you can probably go straight to HBO and get it, right? Because there's an HBO add-on on Netflix and Hulu, or
Mm-hmm.
at least Hulu. But like,
Yeah.
it's not my account; it's my parents' account. So
Yeah, you could just go on to HBO and get one. You should watch that and watch Euphoria because that show
yeah,
is chef's kiss.
it's like Jordaline always in her videos. She's like, like it's so funny to me. I love her editing style. It's hilarious.
Okay, should we sprint again?
Yeah, I'm gonna run upstairs. I'll be back in a second, but you can start the timer.
Okay.
I gotta get water. All right, I'll be back. I got to the page.
You
Yeah,
did.
I didn't cry, but I was like, it was really sad.
I know.
Is this just like the whole book just sad?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, that's the only part I cried at. Like, I feel like everything else is like, it does make you think, which I appreciate, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say like it's sad.
Yeah, now I'm like really into it. Like it's very engaging now.
Yeah, I started to get into it after that.
Yeah, I feel like now that I'm seeing how everything's sort of connected, it's like interesting or more interesting than the beginning where I was just trying to figure out what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sad. I have to leave soon.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk for like the rest of the time that you can stay, and then I'll probably just do one more sprint after you leave, maybe like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too long for everyone, but I can stay and do another sprint. If anyone will continue to watch, but
yeah, I can't see on my end like the chat or anything.
I mean, there's still like 6 people watching, so.
Really? That's great. That's awesome.
There'll be one more sprint.
I'm so sad. I want to stay like all day. I have a counseling appointment, which is really like applicable to this because literally there's like a psychology appointment or like there's a psychologist in this book and they keep like mentioning how the appointments are going. And I'm like, that's
definitely
relevant.
I think that's why I liked it so much, because it is relevant to me. So
yeah, for sure. I wonder if anybody who's watching right now has read Anxious People. You guys should let us know. Besides actually,
it's getting too cliche. Yeah, romance can do that.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not very realistic. Like it's not really how things usually happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not really attracted to that. And I know that's why some people really like romance, because they're like sort of like an escapism a little bit, like how I view like thrillers and horror as an escapism.
Yeah.
But it's just like not my way of like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like I said before, it kind of follows the same formula. So like either they're not together at the beginning and then they like get together somehow, and then there's a conflict and they're like thinking about not being together, and then at the end it's like resolved. So it's like very much the same kind of thing, and it is fun and they are quick to read. So I like them for that though.
My volume got weird for a second. Recording what you were saying. I turned off my internet, so maybe that'll help.
Thank you for being here to support.
Did it reload?
No, you're frozen.
No.
With your hand on your face.
Oh no! I always do that. It's like, I don't know. What do you call it? Like a nervous habit, but I'm not like nervous. I just have always like done that, like put my hand on my face or like.
I just feel like it's nice to cover up your face sometimes.
Yeah, it's especially with COVID and like working, I'm always like, wait, I can't touch my face right now. Like I shouldn't touch my face because at my work, I'm always touching like electronics and like touch screens because I work in retail. So I'm like, probably shouldn't touch my face. But like, wow, 54 pages.
54 pages. Monique, you read really fast. I've seen you in some other people's live sprints, and you read like 56 pages each time.
That's insane. That. That's awesome.
Oh, she froze. She did freeze.
Am I back?
No, you're still frozen.
Are you serious? What the heck?
Yeah.
No. But you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I do.
I have bad luck with internet connection.
Oh, wait, you're back.
Yay. Oh, thanks
Going
for
from-
thinking it's cute. I'm glad it wasn't like some weird like
You're like,
ah
like that.
yeah. That can happen sometimes. I think my phone or my internet or something just does not like StreamYard sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does take up a lot of energy on a device to like keep going live. So
Yeah. Next time I'll have to like completely shut off every single thing that could be running.
mm-hmm.
I didn't think of that.
What are your plans for Thursday?
This week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, during the day or at night?
Either.
Oh, I'm having a live show.
Oh, yeah, Kill Creek, right?
Yeah, I'm having a Kill Creek live show. It's going to be over on Rain's channel. It's called Brews and Binds. And Deja's going to be there. I don't know if Deja's still here, but it's going to be McKay, Deja, and Rain and I. And we're going to talk about Kill Creek. So all of that information will be in my YouTube video description box. And then actually on Friday this week, it's 4 p.m. CST, so it would be 5 your time. But over on Read by Andy's channel, we're going to be discussing anxious people. So I have that. But during the day, are you asking during the day?
Yeah.
I could
Well, I
probably.
kind of just wanted you to like promo what you got coming up, but
Thanks. Yeah, that's my promo pretty much. I mean, I'm kind of like, so I posted a calendar of my video plans for Bookmas, and I definitely am like changing up the order because I like I put up the calendar so people would know what I was going to do, but it's been impossible to stay on schedule this week. So
that's why I didn't want to like do that or even say, oh, I'm going to put out 3 videos a week or whatever. Cause I'm like, if I say it, I know I won't do it probably.
yeah.
And like, I don't want anyone to hold me accountable for something. So.
The issue was just like me needing to drive. And like that just kind of got in the way. And then like when did I disappear?
No, you didn't, but like I couldn't hear you.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I back?
Yes.
Why can I not hear you?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
I'm going to do one more sprint after she leaves in a minute. I'll probably do a 30-minute sprint just to end things off on a good, productive note. But yes, one more sprint.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can't hear you anymore for some reason.
Do you have to go now?
I don't know why. It's really weird. Maybe I should go because it's 1. I don't know why. Like, I literally can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? What the heck? StreamYard hates me. Okay, well, I'm really sorry I can't hear you, but it was so fun being on your channel, and hopefully we can do this soon again. I don't know why the audio on your end just cut off. Sorry. Have a good rest of the sprint, though.
Okay, bye. Okay, everyone. Thumbs up. So is 30 minutes too long for everyone, or should we just do another 20-minute sprint? Let me know in the chat what you guys are up for. I'm personally up for a good 30-minute sprint. She had to go anyways, so it's all good. 30 is good for me. 30 is fine. 30 great. 30 is good. Okay, everyone's cool with 30, so let me start my timer. And we will do 30 minutes this time. How did everyone do that time? I think I read like about 25-ish pages. You may have seen that at the beginning of that sprint, I left for a minute, and that was because my friend is on her way over and her gift just got here like an hour ago, so I just wanted to wrap it really fast before she got here. So I didn't read for like the first 10 minutes, but I think I caught up pretty well. I read 35 pages and I'm going to leave. We loved having you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. 35 pages is pretty good. Pretty good. How much did everyone else read? Let me know. But yeah, I got a book mail package while I was sprinting, so I'm really excited about that, even though I went to the bookstore yesterday and went a little crazy. I got 11 books yesterday, even though I was only planning to get like 3, but it's fine. I can admit I have a problem. 93 pages. Monique, teach me your ways. I want to be able to read as fast as you do, so just give me some tips. 24 pages. Great. I finished Ring Shout. How many stars are you going to give it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know. I am now more than halfway through Tender's the Flesh, so I will be able to finish this pretty soon. Definitely before tomorrow, so that'll be my second book down for my readathon. So that's really exciting. I've been reading fast since I was 16. I feel like I used to read really fast as a child. Like, I was always the bookworm in any classroom. I just read all the time. But I don't know. I feel like as I've gotten older, my reading speed has just gone downhill a little bit, and I'm not happy about it. But it's okay. Everyone reads at a different pace. Real, how can I read so fast? Leaning to 4 stars. It was really good, but took me some time to get into. Really good once you're in it. Gory. Yep, this book is pretty gory too, and I don't know if I'm just desensitized to goriness, but it's not really like making me feel any type of way. Like, the book I'm reading, if you don't know, is about a world where all animals are contaminated with this disease, so I don't know how to explain it. So they can no longer eat animals, and the route that I would take, because I'm a vegetarian, but the route I would take would be, oh, let's not eat meat anymore, let's go vegan or vegetarian. But no, these people, they start producing humans to eat humans as meat. And so they raise them just like they raise cattle to be slaughtered. And it's kind of like describing how they slaughter them and how they keep them in cages and all this kind of stuff. And for some reason, it's not really getting to me. I don't know. But it is really gross to think about, so. I didn't read so my time cleaning. Oh no, you dropped a vase. But cleaning is productive, so you're fine. But yes, that was the last sprint that I'm gonna do for today. I'll probably do one this weekend, hopefully. Let me know if you would like to join me for my next sprint. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining, and yay, I'm glad you had fun. This was fun for me too. I love reading with other people. It makes me feel less alone. But bye. I love you guys.